story starts back in my 4E days. A few friends of mine and a couple we knew from high school decided to kick up a new D&D game. I hadn't played much with them, but I figured it would be fun. Richard, we'll call him, was to DM. I'd played with him before, when he was a player, and he was a bit of the obnoxious type, but something that might translate well into story creation. So the day comes that we all make our characters. I make a female wizard of the Spiral Tower. James, we'll call him, made a Warforged artificer. The others don't majorly pertain to the story, so they'll go nameless. At the start of the campaign, we're in a major city, and we're all making our way to the town center to meet for our quest. DM, roll acrobatics. Me, wait, why? DM, the streets are very crowded and you're trying not to be knocked around. Oh, okay, rules a nat 1. The DM starts laughing and says, okay, so someone has knocked into you and you fall into a nearby dairy stand getting cream all over you, before falling between James' legs face first. Me? Seriously? DM? Yep. Warforged? Forget to clean up after your last BJ? The rest of the group laughs. Warforged. The rest of the group laughs. DM. Pretty much how it looks. James then says, so she's a regular cum slut? DM says, after laughing a bit too much, you get 15 experience. I'm going to touch on that after I read this. I'm that... Alright. Me. Already fed up. Can we just move on? Other player. Come on, cum slut. It's just a joke. DM. Points to the player. 15 experience. After way too long, they finally got to the actual quest. But at every chance, the DM is bringing up my character's new nickname and how it's literally spread to every NPC we walk into. Once we have gotten the quest accepted, things got a bit better, purely because we left the city and I'd stopped trying to roleplay. Thinking maybe I at least get a little enjoyment out of rolling the dice in combat and maybe I could find a means to get revenge in character. Next session comes and I'm hoping that the events of the previous week would blow over. I was very mistaken. The first thing to come out of the DM and James' mouth is shouting, "Come, slut!" The minute I walk through the door, groaning and just wanting to leave immediately. I tough it out though, not wanting to cause trouble amongst friends. Not those two. Eventually we start the game and things get a little better once we get into the dungeon. Battling some goblins, avoiding some traps as you do. Every now and then the DM tells me to roll perception. No one else, only me. Tells me to roll perception, yeah. No one else, only me. Each time I'm hearing something skittering around or noticing something out of the ordinary. My first thought is, maybe he's trying to make up for being a dick. After the DM has me roll again, I see a door slightly open, and I make it known to the party. Wizard, hey, there's something through that door over there. DM, no one else notices anything. Warforged, calm down, cum slut. Has it been too long since you had dick? DM, 20 experience, and you feel drawn to the room even though the others don't believe you. Me, roll my eyes. Fine, I go through. What do I see? Seems like a basic room, but there are maps of nearby towns and weaponry of a higher quality than the goblins you've seen. Okay. I go over and take a look at the maps. DM, good. Once you're in the door shuts and you're attacked by 3 goblins. Me, okay. Close range is my thing. Let's do this. They get a surprise round. Starts rolling dice. How much health do you have? 47? Okay, take 38. Fucking what? Okay, I cast Burning Hands through my sword. DM, actually, the spell doesn't work, and you see. Let me see your character sheet. Me, visibly pissed, toss it at him. The DM laughs. So the goblins attack you again, disarm your sword, and rip most of your clothing off. Roll again. Me, flicks the die. Oh yeah, nat 20. Sarcasm is real. Okay, you managed to run away screaming into the group. Gives back the sheep with armors and weapon crossed out. Without a weapon, without armor or clothes. Fucking great. It was at this point that the DM was getting visibly pissed that I wasn't happy about him playing, with him playing with himself using my character. Telling me, well, you survived, you should be thankful. I could have made it much worse for you. But you wanted to act like little Salt Sally. Why didn't you just leave? Fuming, I told him to F off, grab my DM's guide that he was using, Monster Manual, and PBH, and stormed out. Later, I got messages for the other players saying sorry for what he was done, but it was a little too late. Post-story, ran into him session 0 with another group as a player called my character Cum Slut right off the bat. The new DM ripped into him until he left the group. Okay, so first off, don't you ever be a DM like that. That is just so... That angers me so much. Like, one of the things, and again, I have chat closed right now. I don't have it open yet, so I'll get to you guys in just 1 second. One of the things I do when I run my session zeros and I let everyone that's going to play in one of my games, whether it's a one-shot or not, I tell them, hey, here are the things I don't allow. I've got, like, basically, there's going to be no rape, no drug abuse, no this, no that, no that, right? Now, if you're wanting to do something for a story element, we can do it, we can pull it in there, right? And when I say no rape or no sex, I mean with the players. We still have rape as a thing that, like, so-and-so was raped, like, but it's more like it was talked about. We never seen any of that. That is nothing that will ever be seen in one of my games, because that's not necessary and it's completely uncalled for. The thing is when you're playing with players, especially new players, you don't know what they've been through in their lives, so there may be something in their life they don't want brought up. So doing something like this, which feels pretty gosh dang close to rape, that, like, it infuriates me. Just absolutely infuriates me. And also something else I do in my session zeros, I ask what other things or subject matter should not be talked about. Like, one person one time put spiders. Okay, fine, we won't have spiders in a campaign. I can deal with that. But, like definitely do something like this in your games if you're going to be running a D&D game as a DM. In your session zero, this is one of the more important things to figure out, is figure out what subjects are taboo or sensitive to your players. Obviously, this guy is a pure dick, though. Just straight up. All right, let me reopen chat. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So Kenny says, seen some people think that's how natural ones and crits work. You know what's funny is you're actually 100% right on this. As rules written in the book, natural crits are the only thing that actually work, and they only work in combat. They're only on attack rolls. Sorry, guys. Natural crits and skills don't actually do anything. So, sorry. Like, it's one of those things that's, like, used to be a real big pet peeve of mine, was, like, doing the fun crits and fumbles like that. I obviously have loosened up on that a little bit now. I still don't do crits and fumbles for skill checks. I only keep them in combat, but I have added fumbles back in. But still, it's one of those things where, like, you hear people all the time, especially newer DMs, when someone rolls a 1 on a skill check, that they, like, make it a fumble, or they make a crit a natural crit, like, right? But, like, generally speaking, that's not how the game was intended to be played. Because it's really weird, and this is the reason why you shouldn't have those. It's really weird that if you're like, there's an arcane book on that desk, but you need some sort of arcane, like, you need to write some sort of pattern in the air to figure out how to unlock it. The wizard goes, I'll roll Arcana. He rolls a 1. He doesn't know how to do it. The barbarian rolls a nat 20. Barbarian's like, right. Aha! Not saying it still can't happen, but, like, when you play with natural crits, natural fumbles outside of combat, you're going to get weird situations like that. Alright, so, that aside. Alright. In Ruin says, dang, is this to a female player? Yes, it is a female player. Because the only thing that would make this even more cringy is if it's some dudes were talking this, are talking like this at a table. Yeah, no, it was this is a female player. What's the name? DW Crane is a female player. And the only reason I have to assume they're a female player. The only reason I remember, I'm going based off of the, like, Salty Sally and some other stuff. It could be a man. I'm not saying it isn't or it is. But I'm just saying I assume it's a woman. And I have to say, she put up with some major crap just in that first bit there that I wouldn't have allowed at a table either. Like, that's repugnant. Alright, Kenny says, normally brought to you by people that bear an uncanny resemblance to Beavis and Butthead or Peter from Family Guy. You are probably correct. Vanya, I would have punched him too, not just grabbed the books. I wouldn't have blamed you. If I was a player sitting at that table and that entire thing took place in front of me and she got up and punched him and took his books, I would have just been like golf clap that. He would have gotten so bad for me, right? Yeah. You never know the troubles of those you grin and point your finger at. Sorry, my screen's really far away for chat. Sometimes I have to get a little closer to read it. Um, I have never allowed bully around me, so it can be easy to overturn. Yeah, like this is something that like if it started happening immediately, like that's something that is going to turn down. Oh, and this is what I wanted to get at right here. The fact that the DM started rewarding experience and encouraging the other players to call her cum slut is unforgivable. I can't even imagine that. Like that's so bad. Like absolutely horrendous. I just my advice, DW Crane, and I know you basically solved your problem already because you left this game because this is a problem that happened years ago. But if you ever see anyone even start with something like this, just leave. Just leave. And I'm glad that you mentioned, and this is like the redeeming quality of your story and why I mean, not why I picked it because it's one heck of a horror story, if I'm being honest. But you ran into him again in a session 0 with another group as a player. He called your character cum slut again right off the bat, and the new DM ripped into him until he left the group. That DM deserves prop and praise, and you stick with that DM because he's obviously got your back. Like, here's the thing. We're playing D&D to have fun. We're playing D&D to tell a story together. Not to belittle someone, not to just tear them down. That's not what we're there for. If someone's doing that, if his enjoyment is ripping down other people or tearing down other people, then that's not someone you should have at your table. You should encourage everyone to, like, work together, to be together. Like, ooh, so much about this story literally enrages me. I can't even with this one. Ugh.